Welcome to RaidGuys.com's video guide to Council of Elders in Throne of Thunder on 10-man normal difficulty. My name is Arch and I'll be guiding you through this encounter. Council fight consisting of 4 bosses, a Frost boss, a Priest boss, a Sand boss and a Lightning Dude boss. Now the Frost boss and the Sand boss and the Priestess can be tanked. The Lightning Dude who does roly-polies around the place cannot be tanked. The Frost and Sand guy need to be tanked together and the Priestess needs to be tanked far away. The person tanking the Frost and the Sand guy will get a debuff, which when this reaches 15 stacks, will be frozen. So you need to swap with each other before this happens. Okay, I'll go through each person's abilities first of all. Frost King Malak. He will put a debuff on a person which deals damage to you and anybody around you. The Priestess will summon Blessed Lower Spirits, which will travel across the room to the boss with the lowest health and heal them for 5%, so this needs to be prioritised as soon as it is up. The Sand Dude will put sand traps down on the floor, which slow you and stun you if you're in them for too long, as well as dealing damage. And Khazra-Jin, the Lightning guy, he will just roll around, do roly-polies. You can see where he's going because he leaves sort of a cloud of electrified thing on the floor. If you're in it, it hurts and it knocks you back. Now, the main premise of this fight is Garajal will be empowering them. To start with, he'll empower the Frost Dude always. And when they're empowered, they gain more, so much more ability. Some gain more ability, some abilities are empowered, but we'll go over that now. When they get empowered, they will begin building dark energy. When dark energy reaches 100, which is maximum, they will begin to do AoE damage to the raid, which gets greater and greater in damage the longer it's going. So the point is you need to kill them. We need to get rid of the possessed buff before they reach 100 energy. You do this by DPSing 25% of their health off from when they got possessed. So if they get possessed at 100%, you need to take them down to 75%. If they get possessed at 98%, you need to take them down to 73%. It's 25% from the moment they get possessed. So it's not a lot of health. Whenever the possession leaves them, they will get 5% increased damage done for the rest of the fight. So this will just make the fight harder as it goes on. Frost King Malak. He's the first person that will get possessed. When he is possessed, he will cast a debuff, which is exactly the same as the other debuff that does damage to people around you. However, the less people that are standing in it, the less damage it does. So you need to have people stack up so that the person that has it doesn't die. The Priestess, when she gets empowered, her Blessed Lower Spirit changes into a Shadowed Lower Spirit, and this, instead of targeting a boss, will target a player. If it reaches said player, it will kill them. So that must be DPS down fast. If, however, it's not DPS fast enough, you cannot just kite it. After a certain set of time, I think it's 30 seconds, maybe 20 seconds, it will just leap to the player and kill them, so you can't just ignore it. The Sand guy, when he gets possessed, he will do an ability called Sandstorm, which does AoE damage, and causes living sand to summon out of each active quicksand puddle. There's many different ways you can handle this. You can either choose to hero and ignore them and just burn them down, or if you've got good AoE DPS, you can just kill them quickly. But either way, you need to focus on either him or make sure you kill the ads, because they can be quite dangerous. And Khazra-Jin, the lightning roly-poly dude, when he gets empowered, after he's done a roly-poly, he will reflect back 25% of all damage done to the player doing it. So that's pretty, for people like arcane mages or fire mages that get a couple of big crits in a row, it can be dangerous, but generally it's pretty easy to avoid. In terms of difficulty, it's quite straightforward. The Priestess is very easy to handle. When she gets possessed, it's nothing hard at all. The Frost King, when he gets possessed, is not nothing hard at all. You just need to stack up on the correct person. Khazra-Jin, when he gets possessed, that's even easier because there's very little to do. Just make sure you don't kill yourself. The only hard part about this fight is when Saul the Sandcrawler gets possessed. When he summons the living sands and does a sandstorm, that is probably the hardest part of the fight. So you generally want to have, if you've got the DPS for it, you want to have a melee sitting on Saul to bring him down so that he dies, well before anybody else. But generally, it's quite a straightforward fight. Multi-dotters are very good on this fight. It's not like protectors. They don't heal back up. Any multi-dot damage is good. More damage you do, the better. So don't be afraid to dot the shit out of everything that moves. As long as you choose your priorities correctly, as long as you prioritise down the person that's possessed, as long as you prioritise down the spirits when they're up, and as long as you kill the ads if you're choosing to kill them, you won't have really any problems with this fight. All you got to do is avoid a few mechanics, and they should all go down relatively simply. So there's not really much else to say about this fight. So I'll leave the rest of the footage up there for you to see how our kill went. Good luck, have fun, and we will see you in the next boss.